Christine, thank you for
Hi.
this opportunity to interview you about your orchestra. What was the audition process for this orchestra?
There wasn't an audition process. It was only if you had experience of playing an instrument and you knew how to read music, that you should come along and join in. Now, that worked initially for the type of orchestra that it is at the moment, but certainly if we're doing any serious projects, I would maybe be hoping that most people would read music and I could establish their levels easier that way.
Tara, what position do you hold in this orchestra?
Well, when Christine was setting up the orchestra first day, she had the idea and I had worked with her a little bit beforehand, so she asked me to be on the committee along with Pila and Sharon and a few other people. So we're the committee and we have meetings about things like Culture Night that Christine was talking about, and I teach the violin section in the orchestra as well.
Tell me about your instrument and how you came to choose it.
My instrument is the violin. I don't know that I came to choose it. I think it kind of sort of chose me, because if you were going to play, if you decided you were not going to play rugby, then you had to join the school orchestra. It was kind of the penitential trade-off. And so when you decided to join the school orchestra, you were simply put into, right, you'll go there and you played that instrument. So that's the way it happened. I didn't choose it.
And I
It
take it you came to love it after a while.
I did.
Really
I did. I
enjoyed it.
kind of
Still had it.
I continue to do. Yeah, it's a wonderful instrument. Extremely difficult to play and extremely difficult to make sound good, but it's good fun nonetheless.
How many concerts have you played with this orchestra?
So far, we did Culture Night, Kinsale, which was in September, and that was our first concert because we've only been together since last November, so really isn't a long time when you take out summer holidays, etc. We're just about to do the community carol concert, and we'll possibly do something else in December as well. Let's do this twice more through without stopping. Here we go. 1, 2.
So, how do you deal with it?
I don't get nervous initially, you know, like if I'm an hour beforehand I'm fine, I'm cool out, but then at the last concert I remember as I was getting closer to me playing, even though I was in the orchestra and not on my own, my hands started to get a bit sweaty, alright. So I don't mind actually, as long as I'm part of a group and not on my own, I'm actually okay with it, so I'm not too nervous.
And the answer to the first part of that question is absolutely yes, every time. And you would sort of have figured that by now I should have kind of learned to get past that. But I suppose the theory is that if you don't get nervous, you're not going to play properly anyway. You need to be on the edge somehow. How do I deal with it? I'm not sure that I do. I just try to make sure that people on the outside don't think he's a bundle of nerves. So whatever it is going on, you keep it within yourself.
Yeah, that's why I put stickers. Put like a sticker colour in. Yeah, if you put like a sticker or colour, something that you yourself, something that makes sense to you.
How is the seating for the musicians determined?
In sections. So you have 4 sections in an orchestra. You have strings, which is usually the biggest, woodwind, brass and percussion. So because the strings are the biggest, you usually have most violins, and they sit in a section together, and then you have the instruments that have got a little bit of a more capacity for volume that sit further back, for example the wind instruments, and then the brass instruments would go behind them, and at the back percussion, because it's very noisy.
I came to choose the drums because I suppose I like them, and I've kind of always liked music.
How long have you been playing the violin?
About 10 years, I think, roughly.
Do you remember when you bought your first violin? Any
I
memories?
do. I got it. I started playing Irish music. I was actually living in England and I started on the tin whistle, so a fiddle teacher actually gave me one of his violins to start trad because he was very encouraging. You see how these three notes are exactly the same?
Yeah, I went down onto that.
I've been playing guitar since I was 16, and I was always into music and stuff but I saw Queen on Live Aid and I just thought Brian May sounded so good. So I said I have to get myself an electric guitar.
Does any other members of your family play an instrument or have a musical background?
Well, my kids play, so I have 5 children, and Don actually, he's not here tonight, but he plays the violin. And I have a daughter who's a great singer and she plays the violin, and then I have Olin who plays the piano and guitar, Donna who I mentioned, he plays the violin and the guitar, then I have Callum who plays the guitar and the piano, and then I have Rory who plays the piano and the violin. And my husband plays nothing.
He needs to learn. What kind of commitment is involved with this orchestra?
Commitment. There's no real commitment. There's just discipline more than commitment. You have to kind of fit your playing, guitar in my case, fit it into the sound with respect for other players. So, you know, let's be, in a nutshell, you know, your ego goes out the window. You just have to be disciplined and you're restrained as well.
No, we got to count first, okay? Right, so you guys are in the first bar. So I'm going to count 1 and 2, down, down. And you're in with the violins, okay? So we're not in yet. 1 and 2. Now,
There's commitment, I guess, at several different levels. One is that it really is community based, and therefore the idea is to bring people from different backgrounds together and different levels of experience together. So the commitment has to do with trying to help them, those people, young kids and others who, you know, haven't played for a long time or haven't played much at all in their life, and try to get them to sort of enjoy orchestral playing and bring them up. So there's a fair bit of commitment on that side, kind of helping them, nurturing them, supporting them, encouraging them. And then in terms of the recitals or commitments or at least concerts or whatever that we do, it's not too bad either. We don't have that many of them to do, and most of them are short and in the community, so no travel involved, so it's great.
How do you feel at the end of a concert?
I feel really relieved. I'm kind of good about it.
Relieved as well. It's great to see when you're working with a group like this, especially, it's great to see people achieve and get experience performing who maybe wouldn't otherwise. A lot of the people here don't play in other groups, and it might be their first time doing concerts and preparing for concerts on a regular basis and learning new music. So it's great to see, I think for me, to see them at the end of a concert and see how they felt about it and see them feel the achievement of learning the music and actually getting out there and performing it, because a lot of people unfortunately don't get to perform music. So I think it's great to have a group like this. It was a great idea from Christine to get people involved.
People to participate in community music making. That's my main goal.